Well, good morning, YouTube. Today we're back in the shop and one of the, hopefully the final days of the Ranger restoration here. As you can see behind me, the floor pans are in. We installed those with some of that 3M panel bond. Ran a beater on the outside, put some self-tappers in to hold it in place. And the plan was to pull those self-tappers out once the panel had adhered, but I think we're going to leave those in because that's just a bunch of holes we're going to have to go back in and fill with some silicone or something silly. But I don't think they're going to hurt anything. They're stainless steel self-tappers, so we're just gonna leave those in place. But today, as you can also see behind me, we've got carpet from LMC Truck here, and this is a bit of an upgrade. The truck only came with a half cab carpet, so the carpet would have stopped here at the front of the seats. What I was able to order was carpet that goes all the way to the back of the cab, and it does have some sound deadener underneath. It's a bright red to match the rest of the interior. Well, as you can see, there's quite a contrast on the new carpet and the old seat. I think we're going to try to save it with some fabric dye and hopefully a bright red to try to help match the carpet. That way the carpet and the seat will be somewhat of the similar color. I know it won't quite match this like dark crimson or oxblood dash and door panels, but these were always kind of a 3 or 4 different shades of red, even from Ford. Once that carpet is in place, I think we're pretty much going to be done with this Ranger. We can actually start using it and enjoying it and getting some of that sweat equity back out of it. As I mentioned, we've spent $500 on the truck, and then we've spent approximately $700 to $800 in upgrades since then. My pen and paper puts me at just right at $1,200 all in on this truck. That includes the wiring harness repair, the fuel pump, the fuel tank, the fuel filters, a new fuel pressure regulator, the carpet, the floor pans, the radio, the tires, and an oil change. Spark plugs, spark plug wires, distributor cap, a new rotor. Man, a lot of, oh, and a windshield. Forgot about the windshield. That was $150. All of those added up, I think, puts me right around $1,250. And I'm of the belief that a decent running and driving pickup is never worth less than $1,000. I don't care how rusty or crusty it is. If it runs and drives and will make it to the hardware store and back, or to, we'll haul a load of firewood, I think it's worth $1,000. And usually the older the better on that, so it costs less money per month to insure and tag and tax the thing. I'll probably run it around for the rest of the summer to do those things I just talked about. And then maybe at the end of the summer, list it for 15. Maybe make $300 on this and have a decent truck to run around this summer. So that's kind of the motivation behind this project. All right, the inside is vacuumed out. Everything's buttoned up. I sealed up what couple of little holes were left in the floor from old screw holes and what have you. A tip when installing carpet in a car is leave the seat bolts in. I pulled the seat belts out, as you can see, but I put the hardware back in. That'll help you locate the carpet once you lay it in here. Then you can just make a nice little X over that, pop the fastener through, then bolt your stuff back down. If you don't do that, the other option is to just kind of feel around with your finger and cut, and then realize that, oh man, I thought that was the seatbelt bolt, and this way there's no guessing. If you've done this the wrong way a couple times, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll end up with the shifter hole that's like 3 or 4 inches too far off to one side. And wow, I thought those floor pans fit really snug and perfectly, but I don't know, I think this carpet might have those floor pans beat. Look at that perfect fit all the way around. I haven't really begun to like work out the wrinkles and stuff, but this stuff is absolutely flawless. Left to right, front to back. Look how good that looks. So like I said, we left the bolts under the carpet so that we could locate them easily. And well, like here's the front seat bolt. We'll just cut an X right over that guy, pop the bolt through, and then we can reinstall the seats with the bolt and everything in our hand. The shifter, I can't tell you how many times I've guessed on shifter location and it's been off by an inch or two, and you always see a gap somewhere, and every single time you get in the car truck you see it, and it just makes you sad. So I took the couple minutes and pulled the shifter off. It's just 4 10mm bolts. That will allow me to locate with my hand that exact shifter location, cut a square out of it, bolt everything back down the way it's supposed to be with no guesswork. I just wanted to show you guys how awesome this stuff is fitting, how this is going to transform the whole inside of this pickup. Good morning, YouTube. Today we're back in the shop on day 400 plus. I don't know, I kind of lost track. This Ranger project has taken up far more time than I thought it was gonna. I had the impression that I would just buy this, fix it today, and sell it the next day. And I don't know, that never works. I'm not sure really what I was thinking. But today we're gonna be in the shop applying some paint to this tailgate that I picked up for absolutely free on Facebook Marketplace. The old tailgate was pretty bent up and the handle no longer released the driver's side latch. I jumped on Marketplace, found this with an entire bed with a bed liner and everything. Unfortunately, it's a short bed, so none of that worked. But I asked the guy how much for the tailgate, and he said it's absolutely free as long as you take everything else. It fits perfectly, even though it's off of, I think, a 92. But as you can see, it's going to need some touch-up paint to really blend in here. So today we're going to paint this with some dark canyon red on the front and the back. And we're going to do a little wet sanding to add some patina back into it to make it look like it's been there its entire life. I've got the paint up here. Let's go ahead and open that up. Nobody locally was stocking this color. And the cap is quite a bit off. Looks like I only bought one can. I'm pretty sure I tried to buy two. It's not a real great match on the cap, but apparently it sprays out just right. So once that tailgate's painted and is drying, we're gonna jump inside the truck. For the last thing, we are gonna throw some fabric dye on the seat to kind of hopefully recover it a little bit. I've got paint coming over in a maroon color. We're gonna shoot some paint on that. Maybe even if it's close enough, we'll hit these kick panels because they're pretty faded. And after that, I promise the Ranger will be done. So we'll pull the seat and the tailgate and get this Ranger out of the garage, get set up for some painting. I'm just gonna clean this up with some Scotch-Brite and some acetone. This is the tried and true paint prep method of a red Scotch-Brite. Just doing some cross hatching here on the surface, just giving the paint something to attach to, and helps you clean all the dirt off as well. Once it's all scuffed up, I'll hit it with a little bit of acetone just to clean off any fingerprints or oils, and we'll shoot some paint on it. Well, we had the door open for just a moment and the heater kicked on. It's a little chilly out this morning, but got the tailgate scuffed and sanded as best as I'm going to. It's not perfect. Doesn't have to be. That's the beauty of a $500 pickup. You're off the hook for doing anything perfect. All right, moment of truth. And we're just looking for a cover coat here because I'm going to sand through a lot of this to bring that patina to match the rest of the pickup. It looks perfectly imperfect, if that makes sense. Yep, that kind of came out so bad that it's perfect. I think if I'd had a full can, I'd have just overdone it. Well, there is the half-assed dark canyon red tailgate. And it's got dark spots and light spots just like the rest of the truck. I think it's perfect. All right, the tailgate's outside drying, and now I've shaken up a can of this Burgundy HVP 110 duplicolor vinyl and fabric dye. And I gotta be honest with you, since I saw this seat and I said, man, I bet you some dye would bring that back to life. This is all I've been thinking about. And this is the one thing I've been looking forward to doing the most on this truck. Let's just do it. Nice even light coats, starting here at the bottom, just as kind of a tester piece. Oh, look at that. It's bringing life right back into it. There's the seat after 3 light coats and then maybe a heavy coat, maybe 2 heavy coats in some of the worst spots. But I'm going to call that seat 95% restored. And I say 95 because, you know, some of the piping's got cracks in it. And there's just some areas where there's not a whole lot of fabric left to dye. It's become kind of thin. But man, I bought 2 cans of this, and I used about 1 1/4 on one bench seat for a Ford Ranger. So that's the formula if you're looking to do this at home. I think O'Reilly's had these cans at $11 or $12 a piece. So for $22, this seat is, I would say, 95% brand new. Well, the seat came out so good, I said, well, we're definitely doing those kick panels now. Here's a quick before shot. There's one quick coat, and I can't stress enough the importance of the very light coats. You're just feathering this stuff on. I've used it in the past, and I didn't have great success. A lot of it flaked off quickly after I applied it. And I found out it's because I was putting it on too thick, and it wasn't able to be absorbed into the plastic or the fabric. It was just puddling up on top of each other. It all dried and just peeled right off. Just a lot of very thin feather coats and you'll have great success. I think that's genuinely it. I think I finally wrapped up my first project. It's only taken about 4 videos. But I can't think of really anything else that's left to do on this thing. It runs, it drives, it stops, it turns. It does everything it needs to do. It's got music, the heat and air work. Well, the heat works. I think the air just needs to be recharged, honestly. But I'm not real excited about the paint match there, obviously. I guess it's better than a white tailgate, but you know, what are you gonna do? I did look up the paint code on the door jamb and ran it through the internet, and that's the color it came back with. But I'm not real excited about it. Maybe we'll scuff that down and reshoot it at a later date, but odds are it's probably just going to stay the way it is. The interior, though, I cannot be happier about. The carpet looks great. The seats, man, the seat was completely restored back to its Ford Porno Red status. If I were to keep it, I would probably put a dash cap on it. Those are about 90 bucks. Just a over-molded ABS piece of plastic that slides over the existing dash. And then that's about it. Maybe a new radio bezel, because this one's got a crack in it. And probably a rear view mirror. So you're looking at maybe $150. 150 bucks for the next guy to spend fixing it up, doing something cool with it. I had fun with it. I learned a couple things. Hope you did. Maybe we'll list it on the old marketplace and see what it brings. Maybe that'll be a fun video, maybe not. Maybe I'll keep it for the rest of the summer and just haul stuff with it. It's probably more likely what's going to happen. I'm kind of in love with it, so I'm probably going to ask a premium price for it, even though it probably doesn't deserve it. But that'll give me the excuse to keep it around all summer long to haul stuff with. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Ranger project. I've got the next project sitting in the front garage. I think you're really going to like it. It's a project I started about 10 years ago with a friend of mine, and we just kind of lost interest and lost time. I think I'm finally going to get back on it. It's probably 80% done, so stick around. I think you're going to like it. Thanks for watching.